You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Luna getting cornered and Brooke dropping a bombshell. We have got predictions for Taylor and Ridge, for Thomas and Ridge, for Brooke and Taylor, for Eric and Thomas, and also for Will and Luna. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's dive right in with our very first prediction. Taylor collapses after the Ridge shocker. That's our prediction. Monday and Tuesday spoilers have Ridge reiterating to Taylor that he can't move forward with their wedding, but Taylor refuses to accept it and tells him she won't let him do this. So she may deploy some guilt to stop Ridge from calling it quits with her. On Tuesday, spoilers have Thomas back at Forrester Creations, warning Brooke to stay out of the way and telling her that her interference broke up their family years ago and he isn't going to have it happen again. You know, it wasn't too long ago that Taylor's fragile heart had her thinking she was dying, and Ridge got very, very hands-on with that chakra healing, trying to help Taylor through her broken heart syndrome health crisis. And when she and Ridge were talking recently, Taylor even brought it up about how he healed her heart. And here he is, he's trying to break it again. And the stress of Ridge betraying her and trying to dump her might just be too much for Taylor's heart. It could trigger her broken heart syndrome and cause her to have more health problems. And of course, if that happened, you know Thomas and Steffy would be furious even more than they already will be about Ridge's behavior, because he's literally making their mom sick and doing her harm. Now, the other big question is whether Taylor might fake the broken heart syndrome symptoms to keep Ridge at her side so he will not return to Brooke. We can't dismiss that as an option, because I think Taylor is going to do anything and everything she can to keep that ring on her finger and to get Ridge to walk down the aisle with her. Our second prediction, Thomas flips out on Ridge. Monday spoilers have Brooke reminding Thomas that Taylor was the one who proposed to Ridge during their confrontation. And on Tuesday, Thomas tells Brooke that his whole family would be together if it wasn't for her. So I don't think Thomas is going to care that Taylor proposed. I think his attitude is that Ridge wouldn't have said yes if he wasn't in love with and didn't intend to marry Taylor. Somehow Brooke is discounting it because Taylor did the asking. And, you know, in the traditional sense, it usually is the man. But, you know, it's the 2020s. Women can propose. I'm also interested to see if Brooke tells Thomas the truth about her life and death ordeal in the Mediterranean Sea and Ridge fishing her out and doing CPR and saying he wants to be with her and not with Taylor. Brooke may tell Thomas the whole thing, that Ridge said he would make things right and come back to her. Thomas is going to be furious at Ridge, and I think he's going to confront him for dumping Taylor to go back to Brooke yet again, and even worse, sitting on it for all these weeks. Ridge has been living a lie, lying to Taylor's face for quite a while when he planned to walk away from her. Thomas may make threats to blow up the wedding if he tries to get married to Brooke. I don't think literally or anything, but I think Thomas is also going to alert Steffy and fill her in on Ridge's shocking decision to go back to Brooke, and the two of them may wind up scheming against Ridge and Brooke. But Thomas isn't going to take this. He is going to go at his dad hard to protect his mom. Our third prediction, Brooke confronts Taylor with the truth. So last week, if you remember, Katie advised Brooke to go to Taylor and tell her what happened in Italy since Ridge hasn't done it yet. And especially with Thomas in town asking questions and stirring the pot, Brooke may think that this is the courteous thing to do, the right thing to do. Maybe she thinks if she goes to Taylor with the truth that she'll be gracious in her defeat or something. So Brooke might go over there and tell Taylor, you know, sorry, but Ridge chose me and our destiny after I almost died in Italy. And of course, Taylor knows the death story, but it's a very filtered version that came from Ridge. Now, I don't think Brooke would go over there intending to be cruel to Taylor. I think Brooke's going to be like, look, Ridge should have been honest with you weeks ago, but here's what happened. Here was his big epiphany, and he promised to make things right and break up with you to be with me. I would expect Taylor to lash out at Brooke, saying she just couldn't keep her claws off of him, didn't respect their engagement, accusing her of Brooke faking the incident. There's no telling what Taylor may say and how she may react. And I'm also curious, again, if Taylor collapses with either real or fake heart problems in front of Brooke, or in front of Ridge, or in front of both of them. And if you remember years ago, Steffy Forrester faked a heart issue to stop Brooke and Ridge from being together. And Taylor was just talking about how much of a fan Steffy was of their romance. So maybe she's going to pull a page out of Stephanie's playbook. Our fourth prediction, Eric confronts Thomas. So last week we had Eric pressuring Ridge to dump Taylor and get back with Brooke. And then Eric also told Ridge it's not fair for Thomas to pressure Ridge. And at least, Ridge saw the irony there and pointed out to Eric that he was also telling Ridge what to do. But Eric thinks it's different because, of course, he thinks his opinion is the correct one and that he knows best for his son. So Eric may corner his grandson and pressure Thomas to stop pressuring Ridge. Oh, the irony. I think we're going to have multi-generational showdowns with neither Eric nor Thomas willing to back down on this point. I think we might see scheming dark Thomas bubble to the surface again. If he feels like everybody else is aligning against Taylor, Thomas may think that he needs to work overtime to defend his mother's best interest. Eric's not going to like this, and he and Thomas may be in a standoff of Forrester versus Forrester, and it could get really messy. I just don't think Thomas is going to sit idly by while Brooke gets Ridge, but Eric won't sit idly by until he gets the outcome that he wants. Our fifth and final prediction, Will is completely horrified by the Luna reveal. So this week, in spoilers, Lee is warning Luna her behavior is putting her at risk of going back to prison. Sheila is also worried because if Luna's cover is blown, Sheila is going to be in deep trouble with Deacon. So on Thursday, Luna ignores Lee's concerns and sends Will another secret admirer stalker text with the picture of the mask and a message saying their night together must remain a secret. So Friday, Will is at his breaking point. He confides in his big brother, Liam, about his stalker and one night thing. And Liam's going to help Will. And they're trying to narrow down the location the texts are coming from. Liam figures out it's this apartment building and tells him it's one of these 3 apartments. So Will heads over there and he's got a cute new haircut and he is calling out for the mystery woman to come out. But Luna is hiding in the bathroom trying to decide if she should come out now or hang on and keep plotting. And the bigger question is, why wasn't the door locked? So whenever it comes out, whether it's this week, next week, it's going to be soon, Will is going to be absolutely horrified to find out that his one night was with Luna. And, maybe he finds her at the apartment this week. Maybe he circles back around and finds her later. I do think Luna's going to amp up her stalking and her antics. She'll keep texting Will. She may even try to get another shot in bed with him, getting him drunk, drugging him, something, because her pregnancy plot didn't pan out. And Luna may try again to get knocked up by Will. Luna is legit crazy, and Will knows it won't go well once Elektra finds out he spent the night with another woman, and even worse, that is Luna. Other spoilers for the week say that Elektra is wondering what is going on with Will's behavior because it is becoming increasingly suspicious, and it would be very interesting if Elektra followed him to that apartment and she actually saw Luna.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.